Hello, you join me today as we feature two games that could be quite pivotal in our season here at West Ham. Hello and welcome to episode number 32 of Irons in the Fire as we try and make West Ham good and great again. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two games. First up in the Premier League, it's Premier League match day 13 against Aston Villa at Villa Park, and then we welcome Rangers in the fifth match day of the Champions League phase as we try and assure ourselves or put ourselves in a very good position for a place in the top 8 in the Champions League phase. So those two games coming up. Otherwise, if you do enjoy today's episode, please leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the series so far, what you'd like to see me do next, and if there is any how-to videos you'd like me to do. I do have one request which I'm going to be doing very, very shortly, but if you have any requests for how-to videos, then go and leave a comment down below. And if you want to follow what's happening on this channel, the best way of doing it is to follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideFM. Right, well, ahead of those two games that we've got to play today, we have played one game while you were away. We played Wolves at the London Stadium, and as you'll see, it was a 4-0 win, a resounding 4-0 win at that. And the first goal came inside the first minute, to be precise. It was an own goal from Johnny. The ball, Zuma on the ball here, out wide to Emerson. Emerson, who crosses that ball in, it's bobbling around, and it I think the goalkeeper fired it onto Johnny, and then Johnny into the back of the net. 1-0 inside the first minute, but pretty much after that, we had lots of shots and quite a few on target. Didn't really do a great deal with them. It wasn't until the 84th minute that Ollie Watkins popped up and gave us a 2-0 lead. Going out wide to Emerson again, who played very well, swung it into the middle, and Watkins does what Watkins does well, just poacher's type goal, pops it away in the back of the net, 2-0, and then we go into injury time at the end of the second half, and Dolce Kamada, not done a lot for us, not played a lot of games either. Alvarez winning that ball after persistence, put it through, and Kamada just adding his touch to it to put it into the back of the net. And it's 3-0 at this point, and then literally I think it was 98 minutes to be played. We were in the 7th minute of injury time. Todibo through to Alvarez. Alvarez found Mbama, and he run through to Bowen. Bowen came on. A question of whether he was offside, but he was onside on review, and we ended up 4-0, which leaves the Premier League looking just like this as we go into match day 13. Manchester City are top on 30 points, 3 points clear of Aston Villa, our opponents in this match today. So it's a top of the table clash, second playing third. They've lost one of their last 5, won the other 4. We've lost 3 and won 2. So we're not on tip-top form, that is for sure. And they have a slightly better goal difference than us as well. Very frugal in defence, probably one of the most frugal sides in the competition. Actually, Brentford doing very well. They only conceded 8 goals up until now. So, 3 sides with less than us, 4 sides less than us. Is that right? 1. Aston Villa, Manchester United, Arsenal and Brentford, the teams that have less goals against than us at the moment. We're equal with Manchester City. Albeit Manchester City have scored a lot more than us as it currently stands. Right, so that is how it is. So we're in third. could drop down the table quite a lot. There's 2 points between us and Nottingham Forest in 9th place. So it just shows you how tight it is at the top at the moment. Chelsea are a gap, 5-point gap, then down to Chelsea in 10th place, Leicester in 11th, Tottenham in 12th. Some big names down here. Leeds United 13th, Newcastle 14th, Bournemouth are in 15th, and Everton and Wolves, and in the drop zone at the moment, Norwich, Burnley and Brighton. Burnley having won a game recently. So pretty much Norwich and Burnley in touch with Everton and Wolves just outside of that drop zone. And Wolves lost 5 straight games, including that game against us, of course. So it's all for grabs at the bottom, and a right old battle going on too. A couple of other things just to tell you about. I think at this stage we'll go to the medical centre. You'll see that our injuries have come back. Danny Ings had picked up a right hamstring. I think this mainly in training, to be fair. Todibo had a tight calf. James Ward-Prowse, he's back from his damaged cruciate ligament. He's had some game time in the under-21s, so he's looking okay. And also Emerson, who had a tight calf, he has been out, but I don't think he's going to get a start today. Probably on the bench. But our Raul de Thomas, with that hip injury, still our long-term out. Got another 4 weeks to 2 months to go before he's back in the squad and in reckoning for a game. Right, Aston Villa are our first opponents then today. We've played them 3 times in this series so far. We beat them at Villa Park last time we played them at Villa Park. It was 2-1 on that occasion. The scorers Jarrah Bowen and Thomas Souček from the penalty spot. Boubacar Kamara getting the goal for Aston Villa. And in the 2 occasions that we've... I was going to say played them at the London Stadium, but we haven't. One time at London Stadium at 2-0, and then at Wembley beat them in the FA Cup semi-final by 2-0 in that one. Right, that leaves us with today's reckoning then. We are without Benrahma, who's unregistered, and Thomas with a hip injury. They are potentially without Tillemans, who has a tight calf muscle. But for the full team news, let's go and have a look at the team that will face Aston Villa. And here we are with the team that faces Aston Villa. Just to let you know that the Manchester derby, the early game of the day, and Manchester City have beaten Manchester United by 2-0. That man Haaland on the score sheet again, and that gives them temporarily, albeit, a 6-point lead at the top. Hopefully, it will remain at 6 points, only because we want to beat Aston Villa today, of course. So at the moment they are picking up a bit of momentum at the top, and we need to get back up amongst them and try to stop them. Mazulia is in goal then. Parisi, Friedel, Todibo. Parisi, I think, who was injured last game, but he's back. Friedel, Todibo and Johnson, our defensive line. In the middle we have Paqueta, Souček and Zuma as our central midfield. Samadic is sat behind Danny Ings and Ollie Watkins up front. Bowen still not getting a start. He is on the bench today. And then we have Areola, Soufal, Emerson, Mavropanos, Kahera, Ward-Prowse, Kamada, Kudos and Bowen all on the bench. And Ward-Prowse, he's limited to 45 minutes. So I think it's just a case of getting him a bit of game time back up at the moment. So I think he probably will make an appearance later in the game. Or at least that's the plan. And here we are at Villa Park. They've won 4 of their last 3. Playing a 4-2-2-2 today. Or 4-2-4, whichever way you look at it. We've won 3 of our last 5. And as it stands, they are in second on 27. We are third on 23. If we win today, we can close them to 1 point. And no highlights in that first half. A bit disappointing, really. Not a great deal happening. Douglas Lewis has picked up a yellow card after 23 minutes, but they've had 10 shots, 3 on target, 0.75, 69% of the possession. We've had hardly any possession, 31%. 6 shots, 3 on target, 0.72. Our midfield, obviously, is not firing on all cylinders. And we do get a highlight in this half. It's a throw-in for Aston Villa. But we've come away with the ball. Zuma firing that ball up pitch. Nobody there. And Aston Villa on the rampage. Diaby. And you can see, difficult to break down. You can see why they've done so well this season. And they've got another one. Firmino. Roberto Firmino is 7th of the season. And Aston Villa take the lead after 48. And this could be our 4th loss in the Premier League in 5 games or so. And with 60 minutes on the clock, we're making 3 changes at this juncture in time. We need to spice it up a little bit. Samadic getting tired and not having a good day. Kudos comes on to replace him. Danny Ings comes off and is replaced by Gerard Bowen up front. Danny Ings not covered himself in glory today. And Thomas Souček, who's also struggling in midfield, has been replaced. And we have brought on James Ward-Prowse. Can he come back with a vengeance? And with 80 minutes on the clock, making our final 2 changes. Ollie Watkins, again, not having a fantastic day up front. Can't find a way through. We've moved Kudos up front alongside Bowen. And we have also taken off Fabinho Parisi and brought on Emerson to try and give us a bit of attack from the back. And we have lost to Aston Villa at Villa Park. And they continue their good form. We had no shot. We had shots, but we had no shots on target in that second half. I think we were on 3 in the first half, and we ended up with 3 at the end of the second half. It was a very tight affair. 1 goal in it, didn't create anything. Not saw any highlights for us at all. Not many highlights per se. And as you see, possession-wise, we were the poor relations. They had 70%. We had 30%. 10 shots, 3 on target, 1.28. They have 14 shots, 6 on target, 1.12. Ouch. Well, this is how it stands after that round of games. Still some games to be played on Sunday and Monday, of course. But after the Saturday games, we're down in 4th place and likely to drop a couple more places because Liverpool and Crystal Palace both still have to play. And they're teams that, and Nottingham Forest, still teams that could overtake us. We could drop down quite a way down here if we're not careful. Only by virtue of Manchester City beating Manchester United are we likely not to fall out of the European places. But as it currently stands, we are 1 point behind Arsenal in 3rd, 7 points now behind Aston Villa in 2nd, who are chasing Manchester City, and they're just 3 points off of Manchester City at the top. Aston Villa going extremely well as it currently stands. So we need to pick up a bit of form. Our form is absolutely abysmal at the minute, and I'm not quite sure what's gone predominantly wrong. But we need to pick it up and pick it up fast. Burnley getting a win, which pushes them near enough to the edge of the trapdoor and gets them out of that bottom spot there, albeit Wolves still have to play. Everton beating Brighton 2-0 to push themselves clear of that drop zone. I think they were down there at one point. Norwich also pulling themselves out of there. They beat Newcastle by 5-1. So down the bottom, teams doing extremely well. Apart from Brighton, of course. Aston Villa beating Tottenham in a local derby, and Leeds beating Brentford by 2-1. So that is a roundup. We will come back and give you an update on the Sunday and Monday games very, very shortly. And then, of course, we have our next game, which is a Wednesday game against Rangers in the Champions League phase. We'll have a look at where we're at with that in just a moment. And ahead of today's game against Rangers, we playing on Wednesday on this occasion. And the teams that have played on Tuesday night, these are the scores just for interest. Final beating Shakhtar 4-0. Celtic drawing with Napoli 3-3. Manchester United beating Olympiacos 4-0. Manchester City continuing their good run of form against RB Leipzig 2-0. We've got RB Leipzig still to play, of course. I think we're playing Sturm Graz as well. 3-1 they beat Young Boys. And the other British club in the Tuesday night games, Tottenham drawing 1-1 with Real Sociedad, which leaves the table looking like this, with rafter teams still to play their fourth games, of course. Manchester City top the table, then Milan, Liverpool, Manchester United, Barcelona, Atletico de Madrid, Feyenoord and Celtic in the top 8. And then we are currently down in 10th, Paris Saint-Germain underneath us, of course. And the teams just outside, Ajax, Lyon, RB Leipzig, fighting for a place in that last 16. Of course, well, they might have to go via the playoffs, as might we if we go and lose or do something daft today. Let's hope that we don't. Our form in this is a little bit better. Our form in the league, have won 3 and lost 1 of the last 4. So this is the first game of the second half of the competition. And today Liverpool are playing Bayern Munich, and we are playing Rangers. I think the only 2 English sides in this particular match day. I'll leave you to have a look at the rest. A big game there, of course. Paris Saint-Germain against Barcelona. One of those potentially going to come off worst from that. Right, without any more to do, let's get on with the episode. We have played... That's Aston Villa, Mark. I don't think we haven't played Rangers before in this save. So it's unknown quantity. They have 3 players unregistered. We have Benarama unregistered, De Thomas still out with a hip injury, and Ben Johnson is doubtful with a bruised shin, which he picked up in training. Otherwise, we should have a full complement. Let's go and have a look at the side that will face Rangers. So the team that faces Rangers looks like this. We've made a change in goal. Areola is in goal, replacing... Mazulia, who he had, I won't say had a bad game. The whole team had a bad game in the last game, so he wasn't bad. But Parisi, Zuma, Todibo and Kufau make up our defensive line. Souček, Ward-Prowse takes up his ball-winning midfielder and needs him to get back on form sooner than later. Carrera alongside him in central midfield. Kudos will start behind Watkins and Bowen, who resumed their association up front. Bowen making a start for the first time for a few games after he's gone a little bit wonky off form. Couldn't do anything when he came on in the game against Aston Villa either. On the bench today, Mazulia, Mavropanos, Samadic, Ings, Emerson, Kamada, Casey, Johnson, Friedel, Scarles, Mba and Lucas Paqueta. So that is the side that will face Rangers. And here we are back at the London Stadium playing our usual formation. Something we might have to look to change if our form doesn't improve, certainly in the Premier League. They are playing a 4-4-2. Our first highlight, 4 minutes in. Ward-Prowse over the ball. Is he going to get on the score sheet? Oh, yeah, pulled a save out of Butland. And it was going in top corner. And talking about corners, we have a corner. Bowen to take the corner. Samadic not on the pitch, of course. Ward-Prowse to Bowen. Bowen into the area. He's creating a bit of space, looking to cross it deep to Zuma. Zuma crosses it back in. Bowen has a shot. Persistence or what? His 7th goal of the season. And after 5 minutes, we are a goal in front. And it just begs the question why we didn't do it against Aston Villa. It really does. It's going backwards and forwards and not quite sure what was going on here. And Bowen just decided, I'll have a go. Butland with a goal kick. On forward, Zuma heads that down to Kudos. Kudos has Parisi outside him. Parisi puts that into space for Bowen. Bowen is there. Bowen, Parisi to Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse prays it onto Carrera and just curled that over the top. Parisi with a throw in here to Souček. And back to Zuma. Ward-Prowse, Souček, Watkins, Carrera, Bowen! He's 2nd of the game. He's 8th of the season. And on 9 minutes, we are 2 up inside the first 10 minutes. And Gerard Bowen is on a hat-trick. Maybe dropping him for a couple of games has got him fired up, created that and put it away. Lovely ball by Carrera. 32 minutes on the clock now. Butland with a goal kick. And I think it was Watkins that got under that. Rangers coming away with the ball. And nearly cut out by Watkins, I think it was. But Bowen, Kudos. In fact, it was Kudos that nearly won the ball. There's Watkins. Watkins to Souček. Finds Bowen, who's on a hat-trick. And Bowen gets his hat-trick. He's 9th of the season. And he has scored a hat-trick inside 33 minutes. And we go 3 up. Bowen 3. Rangers 0. Watkins, once we won that ball back. Bowen again. And he's been deadly tonight. Question of whether he was offside again. But again, this defender in the middle here. I think it's the same one as last time. Goldson, who's playing him on just. And I just was going to say that Bowen, he's not rushing things tonight. He's into the 2nd minute of added time. And it balls in. And Kurt Zuma has scored. Ward-Prowse from the corner. We'll see that again. It's 4-0 at half-time. 47th minute. And not seen a goal from a corner recently, but that is it. And half-time has arrived. And it's 13 shots, 7 on target, 1.49 on the XG, 56% of the possession. They have just had 3 shots, nothing on target, 0.16, 44% of the possession. At the moment, not really causing us too much of a problem. Bowen having a hat-trick inside 33 minutes. Kurt Zuma, Carrera and Souček supplying him. And Ward-Prowse supplying Zuma to get the 4th. And with 47 minutes on the clock, we have another injury. Parisi, who seems to be injury prone at the moment. He's got a potential foot injury. I don't know if that's the same as what he had before. We'll need to check that one out at some point. So we're going to take him off. And Emerson is coming on to replace him on that left wing back position for now. They have a corner. 53 on the clock, nearly 54. Tavernier swings this one in, but Souček heads it back away, but only as far as the Tavernier. Oh! And Matondo from the edge of the area has got one back for Rangers. It was a very sharp shot, and Areola didn't get anywhere near it. Souček heading this away to Tavernier. Tavernier to Cardwell. Godston teed up Matondo, and from about 30 yards out, whack. Free kick. 55 on the clock. Ward-Prowse with the free kick. Plays it to Bowen. Bowen finds Watkins. Watkins! Oh, he's taken a ricochet, but he'll claim it. 16th goal of the season for Ollie Watkins. And on 56 minutes, we go 5-1 up. So very quick reply to put that 4-goal lead back into position. Off of the defender, off of Butland, into the back of the net. Soufal to Kahera. Kahera to Todibo. Ward-Prowse finds Souček. Souček with Bowen in front of him. Goes out wide. He's got Emerson in support. Bowen. Don't think he was expecting that back quite so quickly. Ward-Prowse. Souček. Ward-Prowse definitely been playing the Carrera. Ooh! I was going to say Ward-Prowse pulling the strings in midfield today, and that could be the difference. Butland with the ensuing goal kick, but Souček heads it down. Bowen tries to find Watkins, I think it was, but it was Watkins, but it wasn't getting there. And Rangers have the ball forward, but Todibo is there to tidy up. Soufal, and not really under control of that ball at all. Rangers over the top. Danilo, he's fired that well wide. Soufal very casual at the back there. And Danilo snatching at it. Tavernier with another corner. And again, it's headed out. Danilo, that one from Cantwell over the top. And with 66 minutes on the clock, we're making 2 changes. Gerard Bowen has come off. We moved Kudos forward and Kamada comes on for Bowen. And then we've the other change that we made is Souček. He's come off and Luis Paqueta comes on in midfield to replace him. We have a corner now. Ward-Prowse with this corner. It's an outswinger. Zuma trying to get on the score sheet again. Not this time though. He pops it over the top, gets there, but just couldn't bring it down. They have a corner. Tavernier from the other side. It's headed out. Jack back to Tavernier. Tavernier creates a space, but Ward-Prowse clearing it. And that ball back in though, and we've not got it rid of it. It's Areola sees it over the top. And our final change is made. Friedel has come on in place of Kurt Zuma at the back there. Kurt Zuma had a great game, but he is tiring, so we've decided to take him off. Ollie Watkins also had a good game. We've taken him off. We give Mbama a run out for a few minutes, and they are the rest of our changes. Soufal with a throw in to Todibo. Back to Soufal. Soufal to Carrera. Carrera finds Todibo, and just over. It's all over. It's a 5-1 win. Gerard Bowen, a hat-trick inside 33 minutes. Kurt Zuma, 2 minutes into injury time in the first half. And Ollie Watkins just the other side of half-time, making it 5-1. Their response goal after 55. Ollie Watkins just a minute later. We had 24 shots, 13 on target, 2.77 on the XG, 58% of the possession. They had 11 shots, just 2 on target, 0.80 on 42% of the possession. With 3 games left to play in this competition, 1 at home, 2 games away, and they're going to be toughies away as well. Let's see where that leaves us. Well, first of all, the really bad news is Fabiano Parisi is out for 4 to 5 weeks with a twisted ankle. And if we look at his medical report, he was out earlier in the month with a pulled hamstring, only 2 weeks. But prior to that, a broken lower leg, and he was out for 4 months on that occasion. So 4 to 5 weeks, that's not good. We will miss him, that is for sure. Well, Wednesday's games in the Champions League, and Liverpool, the other British side playing, or English side playing today, have lost 4-1 to Bayern Munich, and that won't do them any good at all. Bastikas, who we beat before, beat Rosenborg by 3-1. Paris Saint-Germain and Barcelona ended, I won't say as you would have expected, but that was always going to be a tight match. A 2-2 draw there. That's done Paris Saint-Germain probably more good than it has a Barcelona, to be fair. Let's have a look at the table then. And as it stands, Milan they've secured a playoff place as a bare minimum with 9 points available. 9 on that will leave them with 14. In fact, we're just a couple of points off of the assuring ourselves of a playoff place. It's still very tight at the top, based on the fact that it's just 2 points between us, Manchester United, Liverpool, and Bayern Munich, and Paris Saint-Germain, Feyenoord, Marseille, Celtic, and Stuttgart. And then loads on 9 as well. So still a long way to go. Still a lot of up in and down in that can go on here. And, at the moment, we're still in that green, which is where we want to end up. But as I've said before, it's going to be a bit of a toughie because we've got RB Leipzig, our last home match in this league phase, coming up next on the channel. And then as we get down to the end of January, we've got Copenhagen away and Sturm Graz both away. Not going to be easy. Sorry, Mike. Not going to be easy. And we want to be pretty much assured of a reasonable opportunity by the time we get down here to the end of February. Hopefully our form in the Premier League will have improved by then as well. Right. We're going to play Leeds United and Leicester City offline. We're going to come back for Brentford and RB Leipzig in the next episode. The episode after that will be a rerun of the game against Aston Villa. The only difference is they're coming to us this time. Let's hope we can beat them. And a Premier League game against Liverpool. Yeah, just check before we go off the league table. I'm not sure if I did do this after the rounds of matches, to be fair. We're down in 6th as it currently stands. 23 points, just in front of Crystal Palace on goal difference. 2 points clear of Manchester United and Brentford, who are on 21 points. A point behind Arsenal and Nottingham Forest. 2 points behind Liverpool in 3rd. So that game against Liverpool could be quite key later on. We are 7 points behind Aston Villa. And 10 points? Yeah, 10 points adrift of Manchester City. That's going to be a tall order to catch them now. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment. It keeps you all up to date here with all future episodes of Irons in the Fire and our other series, bottom to the top, as they are released. New episodes of Irons in the Fire are released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date what's happening on this channel is to follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideFM. Hope to see you for the next episode. And I thank you for watching. The next episode will be on Thursday. It's episode 33. Until then, goodbye.